The shrapnel. They're only tiny pieces, but when they're traveling at 2,500 miles an hour, it can make a difference to the brain. Those 2 pieces, which stopped a millimeter, they're still in there. It's too dangerous to take them out. But the brain impairments I've been left with, it's not to do with the force of the blast. It's not around here, the cerebellum. It's because it's here, the right frontal lobe. It's because of the kinetic energy smashes the brain forwards into the confines of my skull, and I suffered severe internal bruising to my right frontal lobe. The right frontal lobe, on everyone. This is the network. This is a part of the brain that deals with what they call executive function skills. So that is planning and organizing, problem solving, making decisions, all those sort of activities. And I now struggle with those because a lot of those neural pathways have been destroyed. Not all of them, so I can still plan and organize to a degree, but not to a degree where I have been able to hold down any form of regular employment since my injury 10 years ago. I have some of those neural pathways, but if I want to plan and organize activities and do things, it is exhausting for me. Being here today is exhausting for me. I asked Alexa this morning, how long ago was 4th of July 2009? And she replied 3,804 days of exhaustion. It becomes boring for me at times. If you imagine the brain's 250 kilowatt generator, well, that part of my brain there is running on a 12-volt battery. I'm a Ferrari with a Fiat Panda engine. Okay. A glass represents the brain. It's empty at the moment, which may remind you of someone you're sat next to, perhaps, or of Donald Trump. But this water here represents information, okay? Brain into the information. And when you're living, when we just hear every day, the brain is always taking information. And then if you're working and you're working hard, then the information is coming in thicker and faster and faster. And if you don't break, if you don't manage to control that, then the water will just overfill. And then your brain will just overfill of capacity, and you'll become exhausted, or you're stressed, or you're angry, however it manifests itself. The size of my brain has changed, and the capacity. So if I continue to pour the same amount of water that I used to all those years ago, then it will quickly overflow. So I have to regulate, and I have to control the amount of information my brain takes in. And I have to do it a bit more than most people. But actually, this is what we should be doing with our brains. We need to regulate the amount of information so that you're able to control it, and you're able to reduce the water in your glass by carrying out activities such as, I don't know, rest or mindfulness or breathing exercises, whatever it is. Take the pressure off yourself so that you can control the amount of water in your glass.